What's up, guys? It's Davis with Tennessee Cash for Homes. I wanted to talk about a very specific question that I feel like I get almost on every single appointment when I'm meeting with a home seller or a potential client. Appraisals. What does it mean? What does that do for me? Should I get an appraisal? What do you guys buy versus what the appraisal number comes back at? There's a lot of questions that I seem to get around the topic of appraisals. So let me just start with what an appraisal is. So it's essentially just a suggested listing price, and or it is what a bank will use to lend on that property. Let's say I go under contract with a $300,000 home, okay? And I want to bring $20,000 to the table. Well, the appraisal on that property will determine the loan to value. So if I sign, terms with the banks and they're going to lend me 90% loan to value, okay? So 90% is what I'm going to receive that they're going to wire to the title company, that I'm then going to have to come up and make up the difference in order to close the property. Why is the appraisal important in that situation? Well, because the appraisal is what they are using to determine the value. So they're going to lend you 90% or 80, whatever the loan product that you agreed to terms with. They're lending you that amount up to that appraised number. So for example, let's just use a very simple method here. If it's a $100,000 property and the home is appraised for $100,000. Well, let's say I've got $10,000 to bring to the table in order as a down payment to purchase the property. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find a bank that allows me to acquire a loan that requires 90% or more of a loan to value. So meaning, if they're going to lend me 90% of $100,000, that's going to be $90,000, okay? So that means my $10,000 hits the total purchase price amount that I'm under contract for to buy the property. When you're thinking about appraisals and you hear someone that says, hey man, my property's appraised for $500,000, are you going to be offering on appraised value? And the short answer is no. Appraisals are subjective. A lot of the times properties don't sell for what they're appraised for. Let me give you a real life example. There's a piece of property that we own in Columbia, Tennessee, currently right now, that we are on the market for. We're listed. We are now, at this point, we're about $40,000 lower than appraised value. Everyone says and thinks that that property should sell for this number. Well, we're listed for $40,000 lower than that number, and we still don't have any offers on it. So is a property worth what it's appraised? Not necessarily, but will a bank lend to you as a consumer based on that appraisal? Absolutely. Keep that in mind when you start thinking about appraisals. Appraisals are good. They're a good thing to have. Banks use them. You need them to go to the bank. That's how you get your money from the bank. But that's not always what you're going to walk away with on the property as far as money in your pocket as the consumer.
Call Tennessee Cash for Home. 615-8